Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Maisy and I am a tarot reader. Thank you so much for being here today. I love doing these videos for you guys. This time we are going to be talking about 2022 and what our love life is going to look like. So there's a lot of ways that this can go, and I will just kind of get down to it. As usual, I have 3 piles in front of me with a crystal on each pile. I have oracle cards and tarot cards. You kind of just take a moment, pause the video if you need to, and ruminate on a crystal that's vibing with you today. Again, once you pick one, we'll get started, and please like and subscribe if you like the video. So go ahead, pick your crystal, and I'll see you soon. Okay, hello group 1. This is for everyone who chose the tiger's eye. It's pretty cool. It's a little pendulum type crystal. As usual, we will start with your tarot cards, and then we'll dive into those oracle cards to get sort of a clarification on the message here. Okay, so love life in 2022. We have Knight of Swords reversed, 7 of Swords reversed, the Lovers, interesting, 5 of Wands, Knight of Wands, Judgment, and the 7 of Wands reversed. Okay, so first of all, there's definitely somebody in here who is vying for your love. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. This is definitely a person in your life. This person is charming and exuberant and full of life and just ready to tackle the world. They aren't afraid to take chances. They aren't afraid to make actions. The thing is, though, we have a Knight of Swords here, which makes me feel like this person is a little bit immature. Perhaps they did do an action and they cut things off, and then they decided they changed their mind and now they're coming back. Perhaps they decided to stay and now they're feeling like they're in this weird place and they're trying to leave. Like, I don't know, but it seems like this person is very unsure, very immature. I would kind of be cautious with this one because it's going to seem great. This person is going to seem like they know what they want because they're so action oriented, and that's going to be confusing because they have a lot to learn, and when they act so fast and so irrationally, that means that there's no room for thought process and future foresight into what could happen, and then you end up making these actions that don't necessarily align with what you want, and then you lead someone on, and that's not fun. So we don't want to get you to that situation. We have the Knight of Swords here being a little bit of a problem. And then we have the 7 of Swords reversed. So to me, that seems like, the 7 of Swords reversed is always a time when people express the truth. They finally come out with something that they've been keeping hidden from you. So it's like a secret that comes out, but I think this secret ends up leading to an actual relationship, the Lovers. So it could be that you actually know this person already, and you see that that they're coming out and they're trying to do their best to be truthful finally with their feelings, and then you get into this lovey-dovey zone where you're like, yay, everything is working out, the Lovers is happening, you feel really good, and this is kind of probably going to take part in the first happen in the first part of the year. And then you kind of move into this problem section, which is right in the middle of the year. I'm going to kind of use the cards themselves as a narrative arc. So if we have 7 cards here, this is the one between the 3. So I'm assuming that this is in the middle of the year. The 5 of Wands is a card of opinions flying around and ideas not meshing. So I feel like arguments or tiffs or just not agreeing on everything, and so things can get a little rocky here. You're gonna fall out of this love zone, this kind of uncertain, the dreamlike love zone, into this reality check here. And then we have the Knight of Wands coming up. So here we are, he started out as the Knight of Swords reversed, and now we have the Knight of Wands. So coming from a reversal position to an upright position does speak to some sort of improvement. I do think this person is definitely taking things seriously, or as serious as they can. But we have to make sure that, we're not totally jumping in. Every time like an argument happens, they know exactly what to say. So I would just kind of be wary of that because they're not totally mature yet. We still see a knight and not like a king. So I don't know. And I think I'm kind of iffy on it because we have judgment here, and that's like the card of truth. It's like recognizing who someone is for real. So I feel like the person that you think they are at the beginning of the year is not the person you think they are at the end of the year. And that's why judgment comes up here. It's like a real big reality check, a misunderstanding that you finally can accept. And whether you can accept that person for who they actually are or not is kind of up to you. That's your prerogative. But I would say that I would be careful because the Seven of Wands reversed here is a card of dreams. It's about going for what you want, like at all costs. But when it's reversed like this, it can mean that we're like dreaming beyond reality, that we're getting ahead of ourselves, that we're just not kind of seeing the truth. So that's kind of a problem. As we look at it here, let's talk about zodiac signs. We have Aquarius, Gemini, lots of Gemini and lots of Leo. And then we got some Pluto in here, but that's not a zodiac sign, that's a planet. So I would say lots of Gemini, lots of Leo. Just kind of be aware of those signs if they come up in Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venus. So let's see what the oracle cards have to say. Oh, we have Mercury. That's a Gemini card. So we could be dealing with a Gemini here, which is very much that immature dreamer, like the like, we can do it. I'll talk you through everything that I want you to hear. That's like this card to me is so Gemini, even though it is Sagittarius, not Gemini. But the Knight of Wands is just someone is a manipulator, like a talker. Not that all Geminis are manipulative, but they're ruled by Mercury, so they know exactly what to say. So we got Mercury here in the 5th house. So I feel like this person, the 5th house is that dating zone. It's not like full on relationship. So I feel like this person is definitely a sweet talker, and they know what to say to keep you around, but they're not going to commit to you. That's kind of what it looks like to me, especially with all this night energy where they're like coming in, charging in, saying, we can do this. And then you have this lovey-dovey bubble, and then the problems happen all over again. And then you start to see the real person here with that judgment. So I know this person seems awesome, and I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're extremely charming and amazing, but I wouldn't give them your whole heart this year. I would just take a beat before you do that. I see non-committal vibes going on. Okay, so we also have some Seasons of the Soul oracle cards. We have, I kind of pulled them thinking about what this person would be thinking about you. So we have, you are my soulmate, which is nice. And maybe you are soulmates, but just so you know, not all soulmates end up together. We have plenty of soulmates. We have many soulmates, and we meet them sporadically throughout our life. And sometimes they stay and sometimes they leave, but they're not all meant to be forever and ever. They're not all meant to be long lasting. So, and then the next one we have is, I will find my way back to you. So I kind of feel like you do know this person, and this could definitely be an ex. With that find my way back to you thing, they definitely have feelings for you, but I just don't know if they have like enough maturity to really pull through and give you everything that you need. So these cards are for you. This is something you can do next year. We have courage and intuition. I love it. Okay, the intuition is truly speaking to me right now because it's like, I feel like you know that this person isn't going to be a long-lasting thing. You just really want them to be what you want them to be. So intuition, it says on here, it says, I am connected to and honor my intuition. My intuition is my greatest ally, and my body is her temple. I am my greatest teacher. I am safe when I trust my own knowing. I trust that my body is full of wisdom, and I choose to lean into her gentle inclinations. I love that for everyone who's listening here. The whole, I am safe when I trust my own knowing. Sorry. I am safe when I trust my own knowing is, I think, really key. And then the courage one says, make courage daily practice through circumstances. Those circumstances may feel overwhelming. I know I have what it takes. That's like the main message here. You have what it takes to break free from this person. They can be toxic, and toxic relationships can be hard to break free from. And then we finally have, oh my God, I just said toxic, and we got Vesta. This is the spells deck. And in this one it says, if self-destructive patterns and heartbreak are keeping you in a cycle of attracting the same negative energies, commune with Vesta. For a lunar cycle or longer if needed, remain chaste with others. Cut ties from past lovers who have left significant wounds. Don't go back to that ex. This is a screaming ex, this whole reading. Put a white cloth and flowers on your altar. Carve Vesta's symbol on a white candle to be lit every evening. These are all just examples of things that you can do to kind of instill that courage that you need to break free from this toxicity. Yeah. I will say that these cards right here, the last three that we picked, are cards that I use in my mental health subscription that's coming out next year. It's all about taking your personal growth goals and using tarot to kind of help you move forward from that. So if this person becomes a problem and you need a little bit of help breaking from your love patterns or whatnot, just DM me or send me an email. I'll leave my email down below. But anyway, thank you so much for that reading, you guys. I hope that was helpful, and good luck in 2022. So group 2, this is for everyone who chose the clear quartz, little palm stone, mini palm stone. I don't know if maybe that was too high. Maybe it was right here. Anyway, so we're going to start with your tarot cards, and then we'll go into your oracle cards to kind of clarify things. What is happening for the next year in love? So we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed, Temperance, Page of Cups, 2 of Wands reversed, 9 of Swords reversed, 3 of Swords reversed, Death reversed, reversed, the Page of Wands reversed, lots of reversals, and the Fool. Okay, so just so you know, reversals don't mean bad things. It means self-blocks. So overall, I don't see blossoming love. I do see lots of healing. So we'll get into it. Let's see, we have Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, Aries. We are kind of all over the map. Sagittarius, Virgo, all sorts of energy going on. So I feel like it's less about you. Well, it's less about another person and you, and more about you, yourself, and I. So here we go. We have the 9 of Pentacles reversed as the first card. This represents you. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of empowerment, abundance, and beauty, and feeling really good about ourselves. It's a Virgo card. It's material. It's bountiful. It's giving. You feel like you're getting a lot, that they're at the same amount that you're giving. But when it's reversed, it can mean a lack of self-love or a feeling of self-doubt. It can, to me, it seems like you recently, in this past year, in 2021, you got out of a really bad relationship that made you feel bad about yourself, that didn't make you feel safe or wanted or desired. There's a lot of toxic stuff going on. You're no longer in that relationship, but you do feel a little bit broken. You know, that was a toll that really, is stuck with you. We have Temperance for that very reason. I mean, this is the card of emotional balance. It comes up when it's time to look back on our levels and figure out how we can get from way up here to kind of like down here and feel good again. So I feel like a lot of this first part of the year is going to be about taking that hurt, taking that past, and working with it so that you don't feel that badly anymore, that you don't feel sunken in. By the way, I'm using the cards here in a linear fashion. So the beginning cards are more about kind of like the first part of the year, and the ending cards are more like the last part of the year. So as we move forward, we have the Page of Cups. I feel like this could be like a suitor. Cups are about our emotions, and the Page of Cups is very giving, very loving, very hard on the sleeve. So I feel like someone is definitely like trying to get your affection and like coming for you, and you're resisting a little bit. We have the Two of Wands here reversed, and that just means that we're not on the same wavelength. I feel like this person is ready to give their heart, and obviously you are not in a place to be doing that at this moment in time after such a terrible breakup. So it's just kind of going to take some time. I think that person will still be there if you don't take it too far without, the consequences. I would just try to, entertain them by, letting them know that you appreciate it, all of this, but you don't need to go too far with them, because I feel like at this point in time, you're just not on the same page. Those wands are about thoughts of the future. It's karmic, a little bit kind of like wrong place, wrong time kind of situation, star-crossed lovers, that kind of thing. So it's not going to work out right now, and you kind of recognize that. And after that happens, you go into this mode of healing. We've got the Nine of Swords reversed and the Three of Swords reversed. So this just talks about like how deep of a connection that was, and how hard it was for you to face it, to get over. The heartbreak is real. That's Three of Swords energy right there. It was tough. And I think you're a strong person for getting through it. But while it was tough, it also left a bunch of scars. And I feel like, yes, you realize, you're broken a little bit, but I think it's not until later in the year that you really recognize just how broken you were. I want to say, though, that the Nine of Swords reversed and the Three of Swords reversed are both cards of healing. So I think because we're kind of in the middle of this linear fashion, I think it's kind of by the middle of the year, by July, you're going to start to feel very much more in tune with yourself, very much more healed. Your heart has totally found closure. And all that's like a really great sign. I think that you come to this moment where you're like, that wasn't right, and it happened, and I'm moving on. I'm now, over it, essentially. We can never really get over those true heartbreaks, but you're definitely as close as you're going to get by July. The thing is, after July, I feel like you're still not totally prepared to go and date and everything. We have Death reversed here, which is about resisting change. It's about not wanting to evolve or clinging to the past. So I do feel that you are kind of in this mode where you're like, yeah, I healed, but God, like the people that I meet are just not the same. I don't feel the same way about them. I haven't found the love that I've been looking for. I haven't found anything close to that connection that I lost. And you're going to get a little nostalgic about it. And you're going to get a little pessimistic. We have the Page of Wands reversed here. To me, that's pessimism. And saying, I'm not really sure if what I want actually exists. I think you're going to get into this little cycle, this mode of like depressive, like nothing is out there for me kind of situation. But you can't think that way. And I do feel like towards the end of the year, you kind of pull yourself out of it because we've got the Fool here. So this is the time when you actually jump in, when you actually let go, when you actually start over. Because the Fool is the very first card of the major arcana. So we have Death, that's kind of towards the end. And then we get to the very end of that cycle, the major arcana cycle, and we come back to the beginning. So by the end of the year, you're going to be in a Fool state. You're going to be in the very start of a new dating period for yourself, which is going to be great. So this whole year coming up is less about finding love and more about finding closure and finding yourself again. Okay, so let's see what we got for oracle cards. Okay, so we have Neptune, which is literally the card of transformation and healing. or the planet of transformation and healing, and kind of figuring out those darker parts of ourselves and accepting them, and moving forward with it. Then we also have new moon, which is literally new beginnings with emotional beginnings. So I feel like it resonates super well with you and what we've pulled here. I pulled a card from the Seasons of the Soul Oracle deck to kind of just give you a sense of where this person that you're not talking to anymore, the person who broke your heart essentially this past year, 2021, how they see you right now in this year. And we have I see you in a new light. That can work both ways. To me, that says I see you in a new light, as in I realize what I've lost. And then for you, I think that you look back going, I see you in a new light, meaning I understand where the red flags were. I understand when it went wrong. I understand how that transpired the way it did. So I do feel like you're kind of getting some recognition there around how things spiraled to the point that they did. Okay, we have 2 more oracle cards. One is strength. So I feel like this is going to be a tough year for you emotionally, because not because you're meeting anyone, but because you aren't meeting anyone, and because you're like attempting not to meet anyone. But you're going to have to keep your strength in order to face those demons, and face that transformation. On this card, it says, when I am rooted in vision and I know my own capabilities, I can confidently maneuver through my life. As I lean into trusting myself, my capacity to withstand the pressures of life expands. So this is about trusting yourself. It's about finding strength within yourself and using that to make good choices in our love life. And lastly, we have the Herbs of Love card. This is sort of a mixture of herbs that we can put together, that it tells you to put together to it's like a self-love mixture of periwinkle, honeysuckle, rose, jasmine, cinnamon sticks, and mistletoe. And you put in some essential oil drops of jasmine and honeysuckle and rose and amber and sandalwood. And then you kind of just take that, mix it all together, inhale it, as you wake up in the morning. And it's supposed to promote some self-love and some just peace within. And that can kind of keep up maybe that strength that we need for the next year. Okay, group 2, thank you so much for that. That was a beautiful reading. Thank you for allowing me to read your cards, and I'll see you next time. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose, I actually don't know what this is. If anybody knows what this is, please tell me. Say it in the comments. Here we are. Let's do your reading for 2022. What's going to happen? We are going to look at your tarot cards first, and then we'll go into your oracle cards. Whoop. We have the 10 of Wands reversed, King of Wands reversed, 10 of Swords reversed, the World reversed, my goodness, Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords, and King of Swords reversed. Okay. So I feel like you're going into the year a little bit uncertain about what love is and why it's, escaped you all these years. The 10 of Wands is a card of unwanted opinions or of cluttering thoughts of things that you can't overcome. And I feel like you have these thoughts or these repetitive negative thoughts about love. And with it reversed here, like you come into it a little bit pessimistic, but reversed here, I feel like in the month of January, especially, you're attempting to have a better outlook on love and a better perspective. Just kind of, it's more like you want to change your perspective so that you are more prepared for love, or that you can attract love better. We have the King of Wands here reversed. And I feel like this kind of shows exactly why you feel the way that you do about love. This seems to be a person who looked perfect on the outside and then just wasn't what you thought they were. And I feel like now you have all these negative thoughts about what love is and why it's, why it didn't work out the way you thought it was gonna work out. And so you're entering the year kind of wanting to abolish that negative wall that you've built up thanks to this person. The 10 of Swords reversed comes up too, and that's a card of healing. So swords are about our actions, and the 10 of Swords is about a time that we feel that our actions come back to stab us. Obviously, you can see that the person is stabbed in the back, literally, by the swords. So when it's reversed like this, it can mean that we finally forgive ourselves. I feel like you've put a lot of pressure on yourself with love. Maybe it's because you get pressure from a parent that is just beating down this idea that you should have found love forever ago, and why are you still single, and I worry about you, I just worry about you, I don't want you to end up alone. If you've gotten those things, those concerns from people that you love, I think you have then gotten into a tendency to blame yourself. Why am I still single? Everyone else is getting married, everyone else is having kids, everyone else is settling down, and I don't understand why people won't choose me. So you're pulling yourself out of this negative headspace that you've been in for a long time, and it hasn't helped that there are other people out there that are kind of just going, okay, you're still single. Thank you, I got it. I know, I'm very well aware. So I feel like you're coming now as you approach the middle of the year, or maybe April, where you're you know what? No, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that expectation go, this pressure that I put on myself because of other people. And then around March, or, well, if it's April, around May-ish, I would say that is abolished. We have the world here in reverse because of that. The world comes up when we feel everything that we've worked hard for is no longer what we want, or everything we've worked hard for is something that we cannot have. So I feel like you're just getting rid of this idea that you're going to be married and happy and have a house at 30. Maybe you had this thought that was going to happen, and now you're just saying, you know what, it didn't happen, and that's okay. I don't need a perfect plan. Love isn't perfect. It's not supposed to be. And you're just kind of trying to accept that. So new outlooks on love, new outlooks on yourself and your value and what you can bring. And then I think you get into this mode of, yeah, I deserve love, and here I am. The Queen of Cups has arrived. I'm ready to give my cup to someone else. I'm ready to accept the person that I really want, as opposed to this picture perfect person that my parents want or that people think I should be with. I feel like you're coming into your own a little bit more in this year, where you're you know what? Here's my checklist, or here's my deal break list. And if someone doesn't fit that, then sayonara. I'm done with trying to mold these perfect people into being what I need them to be, when I could just find the perfect person instead. So the Queen of Cups is filled with optimism. I feel like you're really ready in over the summer. It definitely seems like a Cancer card. It is a Cancer card. Queen of Cups is literally Cancer. So probably around end of June, early July, you'll start to feel you know what, I got this, and I'm ready to date, and I know what I want, and no one's gonna, stand me up or treat me wrong. And then as you go through the summer, we have the Ace of Swords here. This is a card of action. It's about doing new things, and I think you're putting yourself out there a lot to new people, new experiences, new people, new dating, new just everything. You're trying a whole new perspective on love, and I think it's really working out for you. In fact, you end up bringing in this King of Swords energy, which was reversed, sorry. It was reversed, the King of Swords energy, which is a mate. It's a match. I feel like you definitely find someone. And we have a King and Queen here, which is always nice to see. It means everyone's emotionally ready. Everyone's ready to kind of settle down and make moves. The thing, though, with the King of Swords reversed is that I would be wary of someone who is a little bit too controlling or a little bit too Closed-minded can be one. This is an Aquarius card, so while they are open-minded to some things, they are not open-minded to all things, and this person can be very stubborn. And of course, if this represents you, you're the kind of person who gives and will accommodate, but you don't want to be overly accommodating to someone who's tyrannical, you know? So I would just be cautious of that. But other than that, it seems like it could be a good match, and I feel that you kind of close out the year with a better headspace, a better mindset on love, and someone to share it with. Okay, so let's see what we have here for Oracle cards. I did want to mention, well, okay, let's see. We have Pisces, Aries reversed, and Leo reversed. So there's a lot of passion here. Additionally, we also see Leo in the card in the cards a number of times. And then we have that water energy, that Pisces energy. So I feel like this is very much a passionate connection, and it's a battle between like fire and ice. Like it's like fire one time and then ice another time, and that King of Swords can just be super icy but also super sexy. So I feel like there's a lot of like ups and downs, or potential ups and downs between like the giver and the receiver, and like, you know, things like that, imbalances. Let's see how this person thinks of you. We have, you are magnetic to me, and I think about you constantly. So this is definitely like a passionate connection where it's intense, you know, there's like fireworks, which is nice. And then the things that you can do though, as you go through the year, is to dream. That's one. And then we have create, another one. So this one tells you to think about your dreams or listen to your dreams. I think you'll, especially with this Pisces kind of energy, I feel like you'll definitely have some dreams about this person, or some dreams about relationships in general. And I think the card here tells you to take them to heart. So for instance, what dreams have I had and what emotions did they stir? So think about that. We also have create. So I feel that this is also that, starting with that pessimism, creating is, this card is about having the opportunity to create your own destiny, basically. So what it says in the card, it says, what have I been desiring to create, and what possibilities could open up for me if I took the risk? So again, I think that points directly to that Ace of Swords energy. Take the risk. Do something different. Why not? Why not try something new? And then finally, we have the card of Venus, which is obviously the planet of love. And it says that you should take on Fridays very seriously. Like for dating, Fridays is your day. Venus is the planet of love, obviously, but Friday is Venus Day. So I think this card just points to that day as like a particularly lucky one for you in the coming year. It also says for those days that you do not want to have a date, you can sort of boost your self-love and magnetism by drawing a warm bath, adding pink, red, or white rose petals, along with a pinch of dried herbs, such as jasmine, lavender, or a splash of milk and drops of honey. So that's something to do on days that you don't have dates. And group 3, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.